Hello, I'm Michael Finn, Holistic Exercise and Lifestyle Coach, and today I'm laying on the floor because we are going to work on posture in what I call the TV watching position. So when I was a kid, they had big console TVs that sat on the floor. And so even though adults sat in chairs or on the couch, most of the kids laid down on the floor like this. So I'm laying on my stomach, my legs are out back behind me, out straight, and I'm propped up on my elbows so that I'm lifting my chest up and I'm lifting my head up. So I even had a pillow here in front of me to put my arms on. Or when you got tired, you just laid your head down and you went to sleep. And you took a nap. So, which parents probably loved. So, but anyway, that's how we used to watch TV. And this is a great way to reverse your posture. So if your posture is typically all slumped over this direction, because you're coming forward to your phone or your computer or what have you, we can counter that by doing a little bit of this, of laying down on our stomach, propping ourselves up on our elbows. So basically only my belly button is touching the floor and everything above my belly button is up off the ground. And I've got my head lifted up and I'm trying to reach up towards the ceiling with the top of my head so that I am using all of the muscles in my back to actually turn on and support everything. Now, we want to create movement and mobility from this position so that we don't just stay in this position the whole time. And that way we get even better. So when we are working out, whether we're training, whether we're trying to improve ourselves in strength or function or performance, we want to make sure that we have good mobility so we can use this movement to create mobility in our body so that we can perform better at our sports. So the way we're going to do this, and I'm going to talk you through it real slow and then I'll kind of show you the whole flow of the whole thing. So this is kind of like my TV watching postural roll is basically what I call it. So I'm going to be in this position like I'm watching TV. I'm going to look over my left shoulder. I'm going to turn my head that direction, look over my left shoulder. I'm going to pick up my right leg. I'm going to bring it across my body over to the left so that now my right arm is kind of up off of the ground. I'm going to put that right foot down there on the ground, way over to my left as much as I can with a bent leg. And then I'm going to push off that left arm and come all the way up to a seated position. So now I'm facing backwards. And at the same time, I bent my left leg. And so this is like coming all the way up to that position. All right, and then I will come all the way back down and lay back down. So that basically I'm just reaching over with my right leg and putting that right leg on the ground and then coming up to a seated position. All right, so that's first part of it. And then the second part of it is the same thing. So I'm going to look over my left shoulder, reach with my right leg, come all the way around, and then I'm going to bend my left leg too so that both my knees are about 90 degrees. And I've got my hands on the ground supporting myself seated in this position. Then I'm going to turn my whole body to the right. I'm going to flop my legs over the other direction so now that I'm facing back towards you. And I'm going to turn all the way to my right using my hands to rotate my torso and using my head to rotate around. Okay? And then I'm going to come back the other direction. So now I'm going to go back to the left. I'm going to keep my feet on the floor, but my knees flop over the other way. So now I'm facing away from the camera. And then I'm going to come all the way back around and I'm going to lay back down in that TV watching position. Okay? So I'm going to do it one more to that side so that we get the hang of it. And then we'll do it back and forth one side to the other side. So looking over my left shoulder, picking up my right leg, putting that right leg down on the floor. Then I'm going to push off with my left arm and I'm going to come up to my seated position. I'm going to have both legs bent at 90 degrees. I'm going to keep my feet down on the floor. My hands are back behind me. I'm going to turn to my right, turning my hips so that my knees come up off the ground and I bring my knees all the way around to the right too. So now I'm still seated on the ground. My knees are both at 90 still. And then I'm going to turn all the way around to my right and I'm going to look over my right shoulder so that I'm getting good rotation, all the core is working. This is a way where you can create range of motion and function and flexibility and strength in our core all at once, all at one time with just this one activity. Okay? So here we go, we're up there and then we're going to go back. So we're going to turn back to our left, we're going to bring the legs back over to the left, and then we're going to lay back down on the floor. Alright, so now let's get the other direction. So I'm going to look over my right shoulder. I'm going to pick up my left leg. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to reach around. I'm going to put that foot down on the floor way over there to my right. Then I'm going to push off my right arm and I'm going to come up to a seated position. Going to bend my right leg so both my knees are about roughly 90 degrees. And then I'm going to turn more to my left. I'm going to flop those legs over the other way to flip onto the other hip. And I'm going to turn all the way around to my left. So that now I'm looking back over my left shoulder. Okay, rotating this torso this way. Then I'm going to come back to the right, flop my legs over the other way, turn around, and go back to that laying down position on the floor. Okay, and we can go back and forth. I'm going to do one more time to that side so you get the hang of it. So turn to your right, look over that right shoulder, lift that left leg, put it down on the floor way out to the right, push off your right arm, bend your right leg so your knees are at 90, turn to your left, flop your legs over, turn all the way around, look over that left shoulder, and then come all the way back, turn around your right, flop the legs back over to the right, turn around, put your arms down on the ground, and back down into your laying down watching TV position. Okay, so now we can easily just go back and forth. You can start small. You can start with just reaching over, looking over the shoulder and reaching with your feet. You can start by just doing that and get good at that before you start going into the push and the coming all the way up. Just play around with it and have fun with it. But then once you get more comfortable with it, you can just flow, go all the way around to the left, and then come all the way around back into your TV position. Then I'm going to look over that right shoulder, lift up that left leg, boom, all the way around, and turn around and go the other direction. So that I'm just going to go one way, other way, so that you get more comfortable with moving and rotating and getting the core going. Alright, and then when you get better at that, you can also start doing it with less hands on the ground. So then you're going to get more of the core involved. So I'm going to push off there. I'm going to roll without using my hands while I'm flopping those legs. And then I'm going to come back around the other direction and come back down into my TV watching position. So looking over my left, sitting up, pushing off that left arm, take my hands off the ground, flop my legs over so that my core has to work harder, and then come all the way around and rotate the other direction. So there's lots of ways you can play around with it and have fun. You can even go to where you keep going around in a circle, if I've got enough room here. But this is great to just do in your living room. So I'm going to go all the way around in the circle. I'm going to try to at least. So here we go. So I'm going to look over my left shoulder. I'm going to pick up my right leg, reach around, put my right foot down on the ground. I'm going to push off that left arm, come up to that seated position. I'm going to turn to my left, flop my legs over, but I'm going to go right back down into that TV watching position. Okay, so that I didn't actually stop. So this time I'm just going to go around the whole circle. So I'll look over that left, pick up the right leg, flop my legs, and right back down into TV watching position. And I'm just going to continue that until, oops, wrong way looking, until I get all the way around the circle. Oh, that kind of makes you a little bit dizzy. So, but that's kind of good too, because that's working our vestibular system. So as you get a little bit dizzy with rolling or twisting or anything like that, it works our vestibular system. And the better our vestibular system works, the more reactive you're going to be in life and on the playing field, because you're going to be able to right yourself more quickly. All right? So if you got questions, make sure to reach out to me. Put your comments down below. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes for you. Let me know what's difficult for you and what's really easy for you. And make sure to subscribe, ring the little bell, and check out my online programs. If you want help, you can always apply for online coaching or in-person coaching one-on-one by just sending me an email at michael@finfit.com. And for more information, you can always download my ebook too, which is at my website, finfit.com. So I hope you all have a happy and healthy day. Working on that posture in your TV position, reaching around, rolling around, and having fun with it. Have a great one. See you in the next video.